everybody, and welcome back to the Brickazoid's Den! So, today was the day that the final episode of the Book of Boba Fett had released. And overall, was not too much of a fan of this one, I'll be honest with you guys. Not a crazy fan of this one. Just, I don't know, I have a whole section dedicated to like a little review of the episode, as well as very little parts of the season overall. Just kind of talking about the whole show as a whole, I guess. But basically, this entire video is going to be me going through some recent Star Wars stuff, mainly Boba Fett related. To start off, we're going to go through a few miscellaneous Star Wars stuff that has been coming out, Lego related, as well as potentially a new, or not potentially, a confirmed new release date for a new show. And then we'll move into a very baseline, very simple, I'm not a review kind of guy, but a very baseline, simple review of the Book of Boba Fett season finale. Most likely not getting a season 2, but we'll see. And then we will move in to probably the fun part, in my opinion, some Lego set ideas for stuff that they could do based off of the Book of Boba Fett. And I will explain more of that when we get to that section of the video. But, yeah, I don't know, just some, you know, this is all Star Wars stuff. I'm just kind of going all out with Star Wars on this video. Like I said, this was the day that the Book of Boba Fett season finale came out, as well as, like I also said, some other fun news, as well as some older Star Wars news that also released, that also surfaced, and some new Star Wars Lego news that I also want to cover. Again, just kind of everything. Just kind of talking about everything, as well as throwing in some of my set ideas. And I think it will be a lot of fun, so we'll get going with it right now. To begin this video, I would like to go over some miscellaneous Star Wars stuff. That is what we're starting with here. So, first off, today is, what is this, February 9th, I think? Wednesday, February 9th, like I had already said. And we got the release date announcement for Obi-Wan Kenobi, the Kenobi show, of course, being May 25th, 2022, which is super exciting. I don't know the reason why they didn't do it on May 4th. I'm very curious. I feel like May the 4th may have been a pretty good day to do that, but I'm completely alright with May 25th. No problems there. Really excited for this show. Hopefully we get some Lego sets based off of it. That would be absolutely amazing. I can only imagine the things that they could do with this show. Having a nice Ewan McGregor minifigure. Oh, God, so many things to dream about. Maybe some Inquisitors as well. Been hearing some rumors, some reports about some potential actors for some Inquisitors in the show. And I'm overall pretty excited for this show. I don't know if Jon Favreau or Dave Filoni has a lot of influence in this one. But yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty excited for this show overall. And May 25th, you know, that's a little bit far away. A little bit. A little long sometimes. It's like maybe like 4-ish kind of months, maybe probably a little less than that. I don't know. I'm just trying to go through it in my head really quick, but yeah, really exciting. Can't wait for this show. And then another miscellaneous Star Wars stuff to talk about. We have this is really old news at this point, but I did want to cover it because this is Book of Boba Fett related. A $40 set coming out in the summer of 2022, based off of the Book of Boba Fett. And it will probably be, I've heard rumors that it's probably maybe going to be Mando's ship, the N1 Naboo starfighter. Kind of a shame it's not actually like a Book of Boba thing that it could be related on, but, you know, what are you going to do? But that, I believe, is like a leak or something along those lines for the summer. I don't know if it's completely confirmed, so take it with a grain of salt. We have learned from the Tower of Fate situation that, it is definitely a good idea to take all leaks with a big, huge, heavy grain of salt. So this goes for the same thing here. This $40 set coming out based off of Book of Boba, take it with a grain of salt. I don't want to let anybody down here. So huge grain of salt. Next up, we have some summer set reveals, which were revealed today. Some summer set leaks for LEGO Star Wars 2022. I'm going to do a much more in-depth look at these leaks later on in another video, probably on Friday, but I just want to kind of cover this quickly because it seems like we will be getting a new Cad Bane figure. Perfect timing for the Bad Batch Season 2, probably, which will be coming out sometime in 2022, I don't know when. And as well, of course, based off of, or not based off of, but a great, I don't know, how would you describe this? A great minifigure for the proper time with Book of Boba Fett showing off our Cad Bane character in live action, who was incredible. I want him to get his own show, and I will talk about that later on in this video. But, yeah, some really cool summer set reveals. Again, I will be doing a video on Friday for those, probably, to take much more of an in-depth look, give my complete thoughts. But for now, just wanted to say that Cad Bane, a new Cad Bane minifigure, is definitely coming. So, really exciting stuff. And then we also have a Boba Fett Palace leak that I also wanted to talk about. Not too crazy about this one. $100 seems like a lot of money for this set here. The throne looks pretty cool. Minifigs I'm not crazy about. We couldn't even get 2 Gamorrean guards. What's up with that? Boba looks fine, I guess. I mean, he doesn't really look different from any of his other looks in the other sets. Fennec, her hairpiece looks kind of weird. I'm not crazy about that, but overall, she looks pretty alright. The Gamorrean guard, wish there was another one, but what are you gonna do? Maybe you know what? They should have just made like 2 Gamorrean guards with the no armor on them, like no armor printing, so you could see like the belly, which is what they have in the episode. I'll talk about their sad deaths in the next section later on in this video. Heartbreaking. I loved those guys so much, and it was such a sad moment to see them perish. But again, I'll talk more about that later on. And then I don't know. There was a few other figures in there. Just some, it seems like very random characters to populate the palace. I don't know. I mean, I'm definitely gonna get it. $100 seems like a lot, especially with no Rancor or anything like that. And I still think it should have been based off of the actual Book of Boba show, but again, another one of those things where it's, what are you going to do? You can't change it now, so again, kind of a shame, but whatever. And that was really about it for the miscellaneous stuff, and we will get into my Book of Boba Fett season finale, plus some of the season review. Alrighty, next up we have my Book of Boba Fett review. So again, I want to keep this a very simple review. I'm hopefully not going to take too much time of this video talking about this review, because I'm not really a reviewer kind of guy. I mean, maybe I'll start getting into it, but we'll see. I have to get a little bit more practice first. But this is going to be a very baseline, very simple review of the episode, as well as also the show kind of overall. And my rating for the Book of Boba Fett season finale, pretty poor. I don't know. It wasn't what I was hoping for. Maybe I was expecting too much. I was expecting a lot more bounty hunters to be in this episode that were hired by the Syndicate to help with the trade. I don't know. I mean, I had this whole like scene set up in my head where Boba's surrounded by like all these notable bounty hunters, maybe Dengar, Forlom, Bosk, characters like that, and he just takes them out, you know, with his Tusken staff, which was a pretty cool addition. I actually forgot about the Tusken staff from the show, because there's, you know, been so many episodes that haven't been really focused on Boba, for the last 2 at least, that I kind of forgot a lot about Boba's character a little bit. It kind of took me out of it as well, but not going to get into that. And I feel like using that Tusken staff, you could like take down Bosk and Dengar and Forlom and whatever else bounty hunters are there, and then he faces off against Cad Bane. And I'll be honest, that Cad Bane fight wasn't too shabby. It wasn't too bad. I didn't mind it too much. It was pretty cool. But to start off, I do have a few very simple notes. Fennec. I want to talk about Fennec a little bit. Didn't really see a lot from her this episode. She talked a little bit with Boba, saved the modders, which was a terrible idea, because I just don't like those characters at all, really. You know, I mean, I don't know. They're not great characters, in my opinion. They're just Robert Rodriguez, like, characters. I mean, even their bikes are just, yeah. I'm not going to get into it. I don't like the modder characters, to be honest with you. Drash and Scad, not my favorite characters there. And then she took down Mayor Mok Shaiz, as well as the Syndicate, or Pike Syndicate leader on Mos Espa, and the other 3, like, species of, or whatever they're called. I forget what they're called. Denizens, no, not denizens. I don't remember what Boba calls them, but the other species that kind of run Mos Espa a little bit, taking down their leaders because they turned on Boba, which is a little bit unexpected, to be honest with you. I guess I should have expected it, but I didn't. I don't know why, but anyways, yeah. So basically, that scene was pretty cool. That scene was really cool, to be honest with you. I mean, the whole hanging Mayor Mok Shai's part was insanely cool. Just wish that Fennec was, got a little more screen time. Maybe she helped take down the droidicas. Maybe she helped take down some, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like Fennec, was marketed as this big co-main character to Boba. I don't know. I feel like she could have got a little bit more to do in the finale, but that's just my personal opinion. Maybe you people out there really enjoyed what she did in this episode, which I did too. I mean, I thought what she did was cool. I just wish she did more because she's such a cool character, and I'd love to see more of her. Hopefully, we see more of her in Bad Batch Season 2. And then Boba and Mando fighting together was also really cool with the dual jetpack action, taking down all the pikes and everything like that, and then the Freetown reinforcements came in to help. Really cool stuff there. Loved that whole sequence, that whole fight scene with our Mandalorian characters wiping out some pikes, which is exactly what I wanted to see. A lot of, I wish this episode had more of those kinds of scenes. Just kind of like some notable characters, like you could get Fennec in there, Chrysanthemum, just going to these really cinematic moments, wiping out some pike goons or grunts, whatever you want to call them. And I think that would have been incredible, but of course we didn't get too much of that besides this really cool Mando and Boba sequence, which again, absolutely loved. Absolutely loved. Such a cool thing. And then I also wanted to mention Boba versus Cad Bane. All the fight scenes in this episode, besides some of the droid stuff, I'll talk about that later, were really cool. Like the one-on-one fight scenes, the 2-on, an insane amount of pike fight scenes were pretty cool stuff, I'll be honest. But and this whole episode was basically just one giant fight scene, very similar to the tragedy episode from Mando, where it was all just one giant fight scene. This one was also, this season finale was also a one giant fight scene. But yeah, the Cad Bane versus Boba fight was really cool stuff. I loved their interactions. I loved when Cad Bane first showed up and he's trying to kind of intimidate Boba a little bit. He's like, your Tusken family died because of the Pike Syndicate and all that. Cad Bane, such a cool live-action character, and I wish he didn't die, I'll be honest with you, but I'll talk about that a little later. Boba versus Cad Bane, like I keep saying, I gotta get back to it, I keep getting sidetracked. Again, really cool fight, loved the flame stuff, and then Cad Bane doing like his roll and shooting Boba, because of course he has to be a faster, quicker draw, I guess you could say, and then Boba using his Tusken Raider staff to take down Cad Bane. Just wish he didn't kill him. And then I guess we can just talk about Cad Bane's death right now. Not really what I was hoping for. I was kind of hoping Cad Bane made it out of the show. Maybe he did. Who knows? Maybe that wasn't like an official death. My fingers are crossed, but I don't know. It kind of looks like he is dead. But we'll see. I just feel like they made a big deal about Cad Bane, which is totally warranted. He is an incredible character. Super exciting to see not only his return, but also his his debut in live action. I mean, that whole Bad Batch reveal of Cad Bane, that was probably like some of the best parts of Bad Batch, was having Cad Bane show up in that show. And he was still animated, and I was still blown away. I was like, oh my god, it's Cad Bane, that's amazing. And then having him in live action for episode 6, facing off against Cobb Vanth and the deputy. Cad Bane shot the sheriff, and he also killed the deputy. That's what I keep saying when I watch that episode. Very similar to that song. But yeah, having Cad Bane take down Cobb Vanth, or shoot Cobb Vanth, and then take down the deputy, was an incredible way to introduce this character. That is totally a Cad Bane thing to do. Just come in and just pew, 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 pew. Cool stuff. Really cool stuff. And I was super excited for his return, and I knew he was going to be really cool in the finale, which he was. But I just wish he made it out. I wish Boba did, some sort of, I don't know, maybe like when he took him down, he would just be like, you're not welcome in Mos Espa anymore. Something like that. That's a terrible Tamora Morrison impression or Boba impression, but I think you get the gist of it. That's what I was hoping for. Didn't really come true, which is a shame, but what are you gonna do, I guess? Hopefully, he's still alive. Isn't his, like, his organ or like his heart or something. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I gotta stop. But the little like change in his voice was pretty cool when he got stabbed. I liked that, like a little extra added thing. The little details make it a little bit better, But just wish he didn't die. I wish he was still alive. That's my big deal about this. And then for Boba kind of changing, I don't know. I mean, there was a whole deal with Cad Bane constantly over the course of 2 episodes saying, like, Boba Fett, that killer, Boba Fett's a killer, Boba Fett's a killer, Boba Fett's a killer. And, Cad Bane was right. Boba Fett killed him. So he's a killer. I mean, it was warranted because of the whole Tusken thing, the Tuskens being killed, which I also want to talk about later on in this little like review here. I guess I'm taking way longer than I probably wanted to make this review, but I guess I'll keep going. Boba Fett's a killer. He works for the Empire. He was a stone cold killer, and I guess Cad Bane was right. I mean, he did get stabbed by Boba, and most likely dead from Boba. And yeah, I don't know. I just feel like the whole idea of this show was just kind of like was to show that Boba was changing. He changed his Tusken Raider family, brought him in, and they kind of changed him a little bit, and hopefully made him not really a killer. I mean, that whole dream sequence in episode 2, where I felt like he was kind of like breaking the chains of being Boba Fett the bounty hunter, and now he's going to be Boba Fett the leader, just kind of feel like maybe, he there was that whole sequence for a reason. You know what I mean? Like, that whole sequence was done for a reason. It was to show that, Boba is done being like this just regular bounty hunter. He's now going to be the daimyo of Mos Espa, and I don't know. I just feel like they kind of reverted back to that whole deal when they killed off Cad Bane. I don't know. It was just a little thing, but just maybe they were going for like maybe the whole show was just showing his change, but I just didn't notice it. I don't know. I'm still a little bit conflicted with this whole episode, or this episode as a whole. And then overall, fun moments, fun scenes, but nothing that was really getting me going. I thought the whole Rancor thing was cool. The Rancor stuff was cool with the giant droidicas things. I don't know. The whole King Kong thing was kind of like, all right, whatever. But yeah, I don't know. It was cool stuff. They really went all out with the CGI, which was fun. And then another thing that kind of rubbed me the wrong way, but it isn't too big of a deal. I know it's just kind of like setting up the next thing, but the final shot, the final shot of the show was Mando and Grogu in the N1 Starfighter, flying off to with hyperspace, and I just feel like something Boba related should have been the final shot or the final scene of Boba's own show. You know what I mean? Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just kind of being difficult, but I don't know. I just felt like the whole Boba like going through the town and seeing it get rebuilt and then him bowing and everything was pleasant. But I kind of wish that something like that was the actual final shot of the show or of the season, depending if we get a season 2, which I don't know if we will. I don't think so. And having Mando and Grogu kind of be the final shot. I guess to set up Mando season 3, but I don't know. It just didn't sit with me right. That was just a very little thing. Again, that was nothing too crazy. And then I also want to talk about the end credits scene, which wasn't anything really crazy. I was hoping for something a little more than that. Maybe like another show announcement. But to be fair, Star Wars has a lot on its plate currently, especially with this whole Obi-Wan announcement, release date announcement, which is super exciting. Bad Batch, all the other shows. But yeah, the end credits scene didn't really do anything crazy. I mean, Cobb Vanth is just gonna get a robot arm, which is cool. That's cool. But yeah, I don't know. And then another thing, which I don't remember if I really talked about too much in my other mainstream Star Wars video, is the Tusken Raider woman who trained Boba Fett did not appear in this episode. Which is fine, I guess, but like I don't feel like she died. I feel like she's still alive, still out there. Because we didn't see her body. Like, we didn't see an official kill. With the chief of the Tusken Raider group, we saw an official death. Like, he is dead, and now his body is burned, in a common Tusken tradition. But we didn't see the Tusken Raider woman, and it makes sense that she would make it out, because she's, like, the warrior. she would totally destroy some Pikes. The Pikes have nothing on her. So, I don't know. I just felt like maybe she's still out there. But maybe I'm just delusional. Who knows? Who knows? And then another little thing, very small thing. This is not even really like a complaint. This is just me being difficult, probably. Not too crazy about them changing the Boba Fett theme, or Book of Boba Fett theme, just having, like, the words Boba Fett in it. I'd much rather them just saying, like, hey, dun 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 dun. I'm not crazy about, like, the whole, the singers there being, like, saying Boba Fett throughout the song. Again, that was a very, very minuscule, like, gripe, I guess you could say, with the, not just with the episode, but I guess just that part. I don't know, I just feel like their original one was a little bit better than them having Boba Fett in it. I now call that song the Ballad of Boba, just because now they include Boba Fett's name in it, so I don't know. That's just my little thing. But then Robert Rodriguez is the director. Again, his episodes of this season were not the ones, they're the ones that I least enjoyed, I guess. So, I don't know. I know that there was like a big thing today with Robert Rodriguez. I think he was like trending on Twitter or something. I don't follow Twitter, but trending on Twitter, and like people don't want him to do Star Wars anymore, direct Star Wars stuff anymore. Yeah, I don't know. I just, again, it shows because all of his episodes, which there were 3 in this season, which is just about half there. All those episodes were my bottom 3. Those are my bottom 3 episodes, and yeah, I don't know. It's tough. And, yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to go through the few notes that I have over here just to try and think of anything else that I'd like to say before I get into... Yes, okay, I do want to mention this. For that little end credit scene thing, I feel like they should have, like, done something a little different so that they can announce another show, and this is just a few ideas that I had. These are mainly jokes. Just because, there's the Book of Boba Fett, so why not the Ballad of Bane, where we do a show about Cad Bane and his adventures from the past, narrated by Toto 360. Where was Toto? We need Toto in this show. That would have sold it for me. I love Toto. Hopefully, in this, actually, I won't say anything here, but you'll have to watch my video on Friday to see what I'm talking about with some of the Lego stuff related to Toto 360. But yeah, they gotta have Toto. I love Toto. And yeah, I don't know. I just thought that was kind of a funny thing. Like, I was thinking the whole show could open up with Cad Bane being killed, and like the camera kind of like pans in on Cad Bane's face while he's lying there on the streets of Mos Espa, and then they zoom in, and it kind of like goes into this moment where maybe like the camera pans down and you see Cad Bane walking through some street of some planet, maybe Coruscant, going to some bar with Toto by his side, and then like him doing a very similar scene to the Mandalorian Season 1, where Mando goes into the bar and shoots everybody. Cad Bane does the same thing and gets to do a bar fight and wipes out all the guys in the bar. I don't know, just a fun little thing that I kind of thought of while I finished watching the episode. Same thing, another show idea, which again is mainly just a joke here, but the Tales of the Tuskens, following that same feel, the Book of Boba Fett, the Tales of the Tuskens, the Ballad of Bane. This would be this one might not be as good just because it's following a Tusken Raider, but following the Tusken woman who trains Boba as she finds a way to reach the Pikes planet of Obadiah and take them down for what they've done, kill them for what they've done to her clan, her tribe. And then they kind of do like flashbacks to some of the Tuskens' past adventures pre-Boba of that same tribe, and then like her adventures in present day as well. Again, mainly these are all jokes, but it's just stuff that I wanted to say in here because I just thought it'd be funny. Yeah, overall pretty meh show. Overall, I generally say it was fine, nothing great though. Incredible Mando stuff, but I still categorize that as being separate from the actual show. It was basically Mando Season 2.5, and Boba, I feel like, is separate. So we had 5 Boba episodes, and then Mando Season 2.5 was just those 2 episodes. But yeah, that is it for my, what is this? Oh, a little bit longer than I was hoping for, but that's okay. This might be a long video. But that was my review for the Book of Boba Fett show / final episode. And yeah, we will move on to, I think, the fun stuff. I'm pretty excited to be doing this stuff. Now this is where the fun begins. Next up, we have the Lego. Now for this, basically, I'm going to be moving away from some of the negative stuff. You know, I didn't really like, I thought the Book of Boba Fett was a pretty mess show. And that's just negative energy. We want to get some positive energy going for this video. So let's take a look at some Lego set ideas from each episode that I came up with myself after I watched each episode of the Book of Boba Fett. Each episode has one Lego set based off of it, and yeah, we'll get going. To start off, so again, these are all my personal ideas of just kind of sets that, you know, would be kind of cool to see, I think. It'd be pretty cool, you know, just something they could do, maybe. So for episode 1, which of course was Stranger in a Strange Land, I gotta try and remember all the episode titles because I don't have them in front of me. Stranger in a Strange Land, this is the one that doesn't have the in the title, so I think I can remember that. We have our claymation-looking monster character here, which we saw that beast that tried to take down Boba, as well as killing that, oh god, what is Greedo's species called? I forget. But anyways, the big monster, like the 4-armed monster that was, like, ripped and jacked, who was taking out Boba and everything. And basically, I'm basically designing, like, an entire Book of Boba Fett wave of sets, basically. So yeah, based off of episode 1, we have the claymation monster creature thing, which will be a $20 set, and it will include a prisoner Boba. So this will be kind of Boba. He has the same headpiece from the what is it? The Slave One or the Fire Spray gunship or Boba Fett's gunship starship set from 2021, which was like $50, and it had like that headpiece. So it'll be that headpiece minus if he had a second face or not. I don't remember. And then he would have like these white torso, white legs with some maybe like wrinkled printing on them and things like that. From when he was a prisoner of the Tuskens, and that kind of version of Boba would be included. And then I also included here the Kid Tusken Raider, who was kind of like the main child or Kid Tusken Raider there, who like hit Boba with a stick and like took away his black melon. And he kind of had, I think he had like a red scarf and things like that as well, very short. I thought that would be kind of a fun character to have as a part of this set as well. And then also including his pet, or the Kid Tusken Raiders' pet Massive, I believe they're called, which are like those spiky dog-looking things. That would also be included. Maybe that would be a mold, maybe a small build, who knows. But of course the builds would be this claymation monster for $20. I think it could be kind of fun. It'd be a little bit out there for Star Wars, a little bit something that Star Wars usually doesn't do, I don't think, much, which is make, like, creatures and things like that, I don't think. But basically, you know, you'd have the I think it was 4 arms there, maybe on ball joints or something like that, so they can be, you know, posable, movable. Then you have, like, a built head, maybe with an opening jaw function or something like that, as well as his whole body piece, and then his back as well, where his legs are. And yeah, I don't know, just a fun, unique build. I think could be a cool set. Just to kind of, you know, if you weren't really feeling the Book of Boba, you don't want to get every set. This would be a fun one. You know, to get Prisoner Boba, you get your Kid Tusken Raider, your Massive, and then you get your claymation-looking monster character. So I think it'd be a lot of fun. Now we'll move on to episode 2, which was the Tribes of Tatooine, my favorite Book of Boba episode currently, or not currently, the show's over. My favorite Book of Boba episode officially, and for this one, not the most original idea that I could think of, but this would be the Pike's Hover Train from the episode, which was a very large part of the episode, a very cool part of the episode, great sequence, absolutely love that, really made the episode for me, I think, that the great action scene, just so I could praise it all day. This would be roughly, I think, like $40, $50, $60 range, I think. It would include Prisoner Boba, so the same Boba Fett that we get in the $20 set. That all rhymed. That was awesome. I didn't even plan that. That was super cool. And then you have our Tusken Raider woman wearing like the black and wielding the gaffy stick. Of course, the one who trained Boba Fett. I think that'd be a great character, super cool character, and that's why I wanted to survive so badly. And I think a great minifigure for my collection personally, and hopefully if you like these ideas, hopefully it'll be a good idea or a good character for your collection as well. And then I was also thinking 2 pike guards, just to kind of, have some characters to fight. And then I also put down here maybe the Tusken Raider, like another Tusken Raider that was a part of Boba's posse, I guess. I think it was him and 3 other Tuskens. So maybe you could include another one just to help out Boba get through the train. But then, yeah, like I said, you have some pike guards in there. And then maybe also the droid conductor that Boba threatens, and then he jumps out the window and leaves. But basically the whole build here is just that hover train. Probably going to be a little bit similar to the Solo A Star Wars Story train set, which was 50, I think, or 50 or 60. That one was definitely not an appealing set. That was like a cinder block train, something. Hopefully this one's a little bit more appealing, and I think maybe more people like Boba. I don't know. I'm not going to say that because I feel like I'm going to upset the Star Wars community if I were to say that people like the Book of Boba Fett more than Solo: A Star Wars Story, but maybe they do. I definitely like Book of Boba Fett more than Solo. I wasn't too crazy about that movie, but yeah, just a nice hover train build. It could be a little unique because the shaping of the actual train car and the front there with the giant engine and stuff like that could be kind of fun. And then I also threw in here maybe depending on the piece count of the actual hover train, a speeder bike as well for Boba and the Tuskens to ride, so that they can catch up to the train. So yeah, that was the episode 2 set. I thought that could be, kind of fun, I guess. Again, not too crazy original, but still fun. Then for episode 3, this one, I don't know. This one was probably one that I really wouldn't want, but this is all I could think of for something based off of that episode. Chasing the Major Domo, which is a very weak chase scene, by the way. This would be like $30-ish. This would come with Boba Fett, probably the same one that came in the Fire Spray gunship set from 2021. That was like $50, and then also the what is it called? The probably the Boba Fett Palace as well. I don't think there was any changes to that figure, so it would be that Boba Fett, and then it would come with Drash, who was the modder kid with the eye, and then also Scad, who was the modder kid. Who I don't know. Did she really have any notable mods? She was the one with like the knife and like the small blast. I don't know. You know who I'm talking about. I'll probably have a picture up. And then it would also come with the Major Domo. Builds would be the Major Domo speeder, and then Drash and Scaz bikes. Yeah, nothing crazy here. I wouldn't. This is not one that I'm really crazy about, but I think it would probably be, if I had to do an episode based off episode 3, this would be it. All right. Next up for episode 4, this will be my Boba Fett Palace. This would be my personal choice for a Boba Fett Palace set at $100, keeping that same price. Just a little different, a little bit more based off of the Book of Boba show instead of the end credit scene of The Mandalorian Season 2. Basically, I did this because I couldn't think of anything for episode 4. I didn't want to do another Fire Spray gunship set because there was already one that came out in 2021, and I guess in this grouping here, this should kind of come out in like 2022. I don't know. It's just a thing. But I didn't want to do another like Fire Spray gunship set because we already got one recently. So I decided, why not do a Book of Boba Fett Palace, one that's actually based off of the show, where it's shown more and things like that. But whatever. And basically, it would be probably, to be honest, it would probably be the same build as the one that we're getting. Because the build isn't terrible. It's a little small. Maybe this one will be a little bit bigger. And this one would also, well, originally I was going to have it include the Rancor, but I ended up changing that based off of this episode 7's level set idea, which I will get into obviously later. But for this Book of Boba Fett Palace, I definitely changed the minifigures a lot. So this would include Boba Fett, the one that we always, the one that we always get in every other set. And that's the one with the armor and like the black Tusken Raider robes and things like that. And then we would have Fennec Shand. This one would probably come with her braided hair. Hopefully a better braided hair piece than the one that we're actually getting, because I didn't really like that look for Fennec. It just didn't look right, the braided hair piece. Maybe it would come with her helmet as well. I don't know. And then obviously her blaster. And then for this set, we would have 2 Gamorrean guards. To have Boba's posse of Gamorrean guards there. And instead of like the actual armor piece, we would instead be getting like a belly printing for their stomachs, because these Gamorrean guards don't really have those the full armor chest plate and stuff like that. They instead have their stomachs free, and then obviously the very cool molded head, have like some janky looking swords, and there will be, like I said, 2 of them, so that Boba can stand with his Gamorreans. And then we have this one I just threw in there as like a villain character, the Order of the Nightwind Assassin from episode, what was it, 1 and 2, I think it was. I mainly just did this as a villain character. You know, you could have like the red, what would probably be a red chest plate, as well as the red pants, and then you would have just a regular face print, and then like the helmet piece as well. Maybe you can have him like with some handcuffs and stuff to show him that he's captured by Boba. And then I also included in here Black Chrysanthemum. Has to be in this set. Just I don't know. I just feel like he needs to be a minifigure because he's such a cool looking character, cool looking Wookiee. I don't think it would be too hard to make him. You would just have to recolor the Wookiee or Chewbacca head print, or I guess Wookiee, because they've done different Wookiees before in the past. Just recolor that Wookiee headpiece, get some the black torso as well as the black legs, and then maybe like some printing with the strap that Black Chrysanthemum has. Give him some crazy looking blaster, and I think it could come out as a pretty cool minifigure and a great addition to the Boba Fett Palace set. Then I also threw in here the Ratcatcher droid from episode 4. The little guy. I don't think we've ever gotten that type of droid in LEGO, that servant droid, I believe they're called, in LEGO before. So, you know, to have this type of droid be in there for the first time would be a really cool addition, I think, and just, you know, someone to populate Boba's palace. It would just be a lot of fun. Then I also threw in here the Danny Trejo Rancor Keeper, who I didn't really know his exact Star Wars universe name. I threw him in here because originally, like I said, I wanted to include the Rancor, whether that be a mold or a brick build. Preferably a mold, but, you know, who knows at this point. I wanted to include, like I said, this Danny Trejo Rancor Keeper, but maybe I might have to take him out, considering the Rancor will now not be a part of this set, and be, you'll find out later. You'll find out later where this what happens to the Rancor, but, I don't know, maybe I'll keep him just because he'd be a cool character to have. I did like his character, even though he didn't really show up for too long. It was just fun to see Danny Trejo in the Star Wars universe as a Rancor Keeper, which is pretty cool. So I'm pretty sure in real life he, like, saves dogs or something. I don't know. And then for the final character, not really a minifigure, but the final character, in addition to the Boba's Palace, would be UK2B, I think is the name of him, which is Boba's, like, droid guy who's in actually a pretty... Actually, he probably might be in all of the Book of Boba Fett episodes that are Boba related, the 5, and he's like the white, the thin droid. I think he was originally a torture droid in Return of the Jedi, and he is going to be a part of this set to, you know, just tell Boba what's going on in Mos Espa and stuff like that. So I thought he could be a nice addition to this palace as well. And then, like I had originally said, the build for this set would just be Boba's palace. And like very similar to, probably the exact same, and maybe a little bit bigger as the one from the Mandos, the one that we're getting, I guess. But yeah, there you go. There's your Boba's Palace for episode 4. We're gonna move on into our Mando episodes here, our Mando season 2.5. So to start us off, we have episode 5. This one's definitely gonna be a given. The Mandalorian's N1 Naboo Starfighter. I put this at the $40 price point here, and I think the minifigures would be kind of nice, because surprisingly, there's one character in here who was a little bit more important than I thought she was going to be. So, included in this set, we have the Mandalorian, of course. Maybe you could come with like a Darksaber piece. I wish they actually made a Darksaber mold piece with that kind of blade look and everything like that. But yeah, it would include the Mandalorian, of course. The nice Beskar armor. Would love to see it. Love to see that minifigure. Love that minifigure. And then this would also include Peli Motto, I think her name is. The Amy Sedaris' character. She would have some wacky looking hair. Maybe she would have like a regular face print, and then her other face print could be like one with a chipped tooth, like from episode 7, where she loses her tooth after she falls from like the little, I don't know, the Droideka, the giant Droideka looking thing, blast Mando, Peli, and like Baby Yoda or Grogu. Keep calling him Baby Yoda, I think. Off of that little like whatever that was. I don't remember what those things are called, but have Peli Motto be a part of this set. Because, I mean, she's been kind of in a lot. She's been in Mando Season 1, she's been in Mando Season 2, and now she's been in Boba as a fairly prominent side character, so I would say you have to include her, so having her be in this set I think would work perfectly. Then I also included a lot of droid characters. You get a BD, the BD droid, the BD unit droid, and we are getting a BD unit droid in a new summer set for Lego Star Wars, so they could just reuse that mold and recolor it a little bit to be the BD droid from this episode. Then I also included R5 in here as well, who is another prominent droid, a part of Peli Motto's droid crew. And then I also included in here a very small build for a pit droid, who Peli Motto I think is most associated with the pit droids in this episode, as well as her character throughout the other shows. So yeah, just a pretty cool like little droid group that you could have there, as well as Peli Motto, and then of course the Mandalorian, who would just, like I said, that use that same Beskar printing and things like that. And then the build would of course be Mando's Naboo Starfighter, all in that beautiful, beautiful silver look. You'd have the cockpit, the very small cockpit there, and then you'd also have the little astromech port spot for Grogu as well. And then just have that really cool, sleek silver design. Maybe some spring-loaded shooters in there or something. And I think it would be a cool set. I would like to see more Boba-related stuff before that. And like I said, I think the $40 set that's coming out in the summer has been rumored. Or not, maybe not rumored, but like predicted that it's going to be the Mando's N1 Naboo Starfighter. Just kind of hope it's not. Maybe, hopefully we get something other, maybe like more Boba, and then maybe we can get this for like Mando Season 3. Who knows? But I just throwing out ideas here. For Episode 6, I originally had 2 different ideas, because there was kind of a lot that happened this episode. There were like 2 halves to this episode that I wanted to explore. For the first set here, I have Training with Luke. This would be a $30 set, very similar to the kind of like the Yoda's hut, Obi-Wan's hut, Octu Island sets, like the kind of like, you get 3 minifigures and you get kind of like a little house hut build for like $30 and then you call it a day. That's basically what I'm thinking here. That style of Lego set, or Lego Star Wars set, and it would basically have or include Luke Skywalker from Return of the Jedi, that incredible look with the black suit. Return of the Jedi is my favorite Star Wars movie, so seeing him in that look for this episode was quite a sight. It was very nice. And then this would also include Grogu. This would probably be the cheapest way to get Grogu so far, I think, because we only got him in the Razor Crest, which was $120, I think, $130, and then Moff Gideon's Cruiser, which was $160. So this would definitely be a way cheaper way to get Grogu. I think they need to start putting Grogu in maybe some cheaper Mando sets, I think. Maybe they need to start getting into that, but I don't know. Then I also included in here Ahsoka Tano from The Mandalorian, definitely her Mando design. Get the white lightsabers, get like maybe hopefully a different look, kind of stuff like that. We haven't really got Ahsoka. Well, I guess we got Ahsoka in the Darth Maul Palace or Mandalorian throne room set, but like the white lightsaber Ahsoka, I guess, would be cool to get here. I also included, like, this would be pretty much a minifigure pack. Like, this would be a lot of minifigures here. R2-D2, a nice astromech build. Of course, you gotta have R2-D2, a very prominent astromech, of course, from all the movies, to be honest with you. He was in a lot. And then the Mandalorian, of course, with his Beskar armor and stuff like that. Gotta be in here to go look for Grogu. And then for the build, I was thinking it would just be like Luke's schoolhouse, like that gray rock structure. I don't know if there would be too much inside or like too much for the interior. Maybe there would be like the mat that Luke sets up with Yoda's little lightsaber, and then also the gift for Grogu, which I was thinking they could use like the snitch piece from Lego Harry Potter and just really recolor it, I guess, for like the little, what is it, like the chainmail or chain metal shirt that Grogu gets that was wrapped up in like that little packaging that the armorer did for little Grogu. I was thinking they could just do like that piece, use the snitch piece. I think that could probably work pretty well. And then I also included in here maybe the ant droid, the ant-looking droid that was building Luke's schoolhouse, just in case that build didn't really meet the piece count requirements. And maybe like a little force build as well. I also included in here. Maybe that's too much, but yeah, that was basically it for that episodes or that part, that one set. And then another set that I included in here based off of episode 6, which is now this idea that I have now is going to be the scrapped one. After I watched episode 7, this was Showdown at Freetown. And I thought that was a nice little title there. Probably be around the $40 range. A lot of these Book of Boba sets, or my ideas have been around the $30, $40, $50 range. And this would include Cobb Vanth with his very thin look, his nice red shirt there, the Timothy Oliphant look. I think would be a lot of fun. We haven't got Cobb Vanth yet, so it'd be a nice figure to have. And then the deputy, I didn't really catch his exact name. I don't know if it was said in the actual episode, but having the deputy that gets killed by Cad Bane would be a nice addition to this set, I think, just so that Cad Bane can wipe him out. Cad Bane, of course, has to be in this set. That the new look, the new Cad Bane look, and I also said previously that we might be getting a Cad Bane, or new Cad Bane minifigure, so super exciting stuff there. But yeah, Cad Bane included in this set, definitely a part, it would be a great part of the set. I also included in here the Mandalorian, just to kind of have like your notable returning minifigure as a part of this set, to maybe sell to some other people who may not be interested in the other stuff, but just want that Mandalorian figure. I also included in here, as like a maybe character, was the Freetown bartender, who ended up being a pretty prominent character in the last episode, episode 7. And again, this idea I kind of scrapped after I watched episode 7, but basically the builds would be the Freetown bar, which we see, which is mainly like the main spot in Freetown that we go to, is the bar setting there with the actual barkeep and Cobb Vanth and Mando, meeting and everything like that. And then this would also include just kind of like the outside docks as well for like the deputy to stand on, and then Cobb Vanth, they go pshh, pshh, pshh. I mean, not Cobb Vanth, God, Cad Bane to shoot down the deputy and then shoot Cobb Vanth as well. So I don't know. I just thought that could be like a fun little builds that I think might sell well. For episode 7, I feel like I've been recording this for a long time now. It's been a bit of a long video. And for episode 7 here, final episode, of course, the episode that I saw today, this would be the Rancor versus the giant droideka-looking things. I didn't know exactly what they were called. They looked like droidekas. They acted like droidekas, so I'm calling them droidekas. Giant droidekas. So this would probably be around like the $60 range, keeping in that same range that I've been for the rest of the sets here. And this set would include, of course, Boba Fett with his armor, same Boba Fett that I've been using for some of the other sets in here. This would also include Cad Bane, because of course, like I said, the Showdown at Freetown set I kind of scrapped so that I could replace a lot of the stuff in that set with the stuff for this set. So Cad Bane would be a part of this set. Man, I love Cad Bane. He's such a cool figure, and I can't wait to get a new one of him. I have the old one from an old Clone Wars set that I bought at a comic book shop, which was really cool. And now I'm excited to get the new Cad Bane. And then I also have in here the Mandalorian, of course. Gotta have the Mandalorian in here. Grogu, of course. $60 set. It'd be a nice way to get Grogu. A little bit more expensive, but definitely a good set to have. I also included it in here because I didn't really include this character anywhere else. The Pike Leader. I don't know. Just kind of throw him in here just cuz, mainly. Have like that nice alien face print, I guess. And then like the little headpiece, or yeah, hairpiece, helmet / headpiece, I guess. Like the robe look, and then his kind of his gun there as well would be nice to have. I put down here maybe the Freetown bartender would be in this set instead, because he was, like I said, he was kind of a prominent guy. He kind of did some stuff in this episode. He helped out. He helped out Mando, and he had his on his like little speeder thing. He had like the turret there, and then he had some conversations with Mando about Cobb Vanth. So I think maybe he could fit into this set. But if not, I think these figures that I listed out here would probably be good for this set anyway. And then for the builds here, I was thinking a Rancor brick build or mold, preferably, like I said, about the Book of or the Boba Palace, I would like it to be a mold of the Rancor. But a brick build, I guess I wouldn't be too opposed to, I guess. But either way, just kind of do like some recoloring of that Rancor molds. They can just reuse the mold, but just recolor it. Oh, actually, they might have to change it because I would like the ability to have Boba ride the Rancor there. So I don't know, maybe they'd have to change it to add some studs on the top for like a seat build or something like that. But either way, the Rancor's got to be a part of this set, of course. And then if it's a mold, I also included in here like a little note. If it's a mold, this set might be a little bit more overpriced for your price per piece people out there. And then another part of the build would be, of course, the giant droideka-looking thing. Probably just one. Knowing LEGO, they would probably only include one here. I think one is enough, honestly. I don't think you need both of them in here. But yeah, just like a giant, just a giant turret build, basically. That's basically what it is. And I think it would be a nice inclusion for the set, of course, and definitely a main prominent piece of the set. And then another inclusion that I put in here, just cause, that probably would not happen, but just cause I said the Freetown speeder that the Freetown bartender, or barkeep, flies in on with, like, the turret shooting down the pikes and things like that. I just included that in here just in case there was, like, a side build for any extra pieces to match that $60 price point. But yeah, that was basically it for that, for all my ideas. I hope you enjoyed those. Alright, I'm going to wrap this video up real quick because I've been recording for a little while. I'm a little tired. I'm recording this at night, so I'm a little tired currently. I didn't think it was going to take this long, but you know, when you get talking, you just keep going and keep going. You have so much to say, or at least I have so much to say. But yeah, so that was basically my collection of Star Wars news and ideas and just random Star Wars stuff, basically. So if you enjoyed that video, do the common YouTube stuff, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.